Hey, what's up you guys? It's Bloody Jacob here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing something a little bit different. Well, at least as far as I'll be talking about a show I've never really talked about on the channel before. And that would be STARZ Black Sails TV series. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's on the STARZ network, of course, you know, like the Spartacus series was and different things like that. And I've watched this since season 1. I mean, overall, this video I just want to talk about season 2, which we don't have a premiere date for yet, but we do have a short preview video, or like a promo video. It's only about 32 seconds long, but it's still really cool because it says coming in 2015. Now I'm a little bit late talking about that because I was posted at least a month or more ago, but I just still want to get my thoughts out there. We just see John Silver talking to Flint. Flint's telling him, men that live this life or whatever don't fear guns, they don't fear swords. And Silver asks him, what do they fear? Then it cuts off, showing, brief clips of action sequences in the coming season. And of course, it shows Vane and Ellen Guthrie, making out and, enjoying each other once again, so that's a little contradicting as far as Ellen's character goes, but we'll see exactly how that happens again. And we don't really see too many other revealing clips other than that, other than huge action scenes, which we know would be coming anyway. We do see something that's most interesting to me in the preview clip, though. Preview clip will be in the description, by the way. Link to it. What else we do see is Flint. He's in some kind of fight, it looks like, and he has a bloody nose, and someone goes for a knife on him, and Flint blocks it. He's holding it up against him. And for a second it looked like the guy who was trying to stab him with the knife was Charles Vane. So that's not really a spoiler to me, because we knew at the end of the first season with Vane basically controlling their main island now, that they'd probably have to confront each other eventually. I'm sure Flint wouldn't exactly favor Vane being in control of the island in the first place. So not just because of his ego, but also because Vane's just not someone you want in charge necessarily, or at least running the town. That's not going to be very organized or anything like that. It's going to be a lot more barbaric, just like the people he brought back from where he grew up and things like that towards the end of the first season. So I'm really excited because we sort of know that Flynn and Vane are going to have to physically confront each other eventually. And I just have a feeling the fight's going to be really, really intense and, pretty brutal too. Because if you guys remember back in the first episode, we seen Flint, fight Spaulding, when they thought he was a traitor, and he was the one also trying to take over, the captain position from Flint. He's trying to get the votes behind his back and things like that. And that was a pretty bloody, intense fight that, really made the first episode. So just imagine, character even bigger going up against Flint. That's going to be even more important and intense as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope Flint gets the upper hand, of course, because Flint is definitely my favorite character on the show. Captain James Flint, played by Toby Stevens, and that guy does a really pretty good job in the role. I really like the character a lot. He's flawed, I admit. I mean, he's not the greatest person, but there really aren't any perfect people on this show. So but Flynn is complex. He's compelling. I like his whole angle with Randa Barlow, or Hamilton, whatever you want to call her, because Flynn's best friend was her husband at one point until they fled England. So it's something I'm definitely looking forward to, because earlier in the first season, Flynn had talked to Bones about how their existence is basically threatened, and how a war is coming, and Bones says one ship isn't a war, one ship isn't what's coming. Flint replies, And so you just get the sense that eventually one of the bigger parts of the story down the road, at least, season 4, season 5, I'm kind of guessing that we'll see like England and the British forces sort of come in and try to take over the island, or like start controlling it. And so I have a feeling that'll be one of the most grandest epic battles we'll see on the show. So I'm definitely looking forward to more details about that, and of course Flint and Miranda's relationship, which of course, we knew Miranda was notorious for actually cheating anyway, not just with her original husband, but she cheats on Flynn as well with that pastor that always came by. So I imagine, they're not going to last too much longer unless Flynn still really cares for her, which will have to run pretty deeply if he does, which he does. And, he doesn't trust her nearly as much as he did at the beginning of the season, though. When she tried to get him to accept sending that part into England, which he didn't want to accept, of course. He wasn't going to just basically, in his words, apologize, for them ruining their lives. And, he says he should be sorry, but they shouldn't. So he said he'll wait until he gives them his forgiveness, not the other way around. So again, that's always an interesting part of the story to me. It's, one of the main plot points of why Flint is so interesting to me. And it's definitely the most interesting part of the show, but I also, like seeing John Silver at a younger age. He's sly, he's charismatic, and, I just think we'll see him, gain more and more influence as the series goes on, which, of course, if you've heard of John Silver, then, he becomes a pretty big deal himself in the pirate world. And, so this, I don't know if this is really a prediction, so this is really just my thoughts on the brief preview we've seen. Black is back. And, I'm definitely looking forward to the new season. I think it's a very good show, really. It's definitely better than what I expected before I started watching it last year. Or, when the first season aired. And, I just think the visuals are really nice. Even the water and the ships and stuff, it's CGI. But I think it looks, much better than, you'd think it would coming from STARZ. I much prefer the visual style they have on this over, something like Spartacus, which I thought, they did the whole 300 visual kind of style. I think I'm not really a huge fan of that. So I'm glad Black Sails is more of like a normal type of visual, but, it has great lighting, and, the tone is really good. It feels very grounded and realistic to what the world was like back then in that kind of life. It's dark, it's edgy. Again, it's pretty entertaining characters. Flint is a very complex, good lead to have on the show. So I hope he lasts, for the remainder of the series. I'm definitely looking forward to him and Vane's confrontations and seeing what else is going on the island. So, of course, we're going to have to see him and his crew, that survived the ship battle at the end of the first season, with the one that exposed him after he killed Gates and stuff like that. We're going to see them probably try to get that treasure, that they located in the final scene. So I imagine, based on the trailer, some of the action will be relating to them trying to take it from whoever was looking at it, that he's seen through the I forget what you call it, the scope he has. So, that's going to be one of the first immediate things. And when he comes back, there's just going to be a lot of bad tension between him and Vane, I'm sure. So, this is just sort of like a predictions video, but really it's just my thoughts on the preview, like I told you before. So, I think it's a very decent, good show. I definitely recommend it to you if you like, this kind of like older time type of series, based on like an earlier part of history. And, it's definitely better than like Pirates of the Caribbean or something, because Pirates of the Caribbean is more of like it's a comedy, it's a Disney, family, children can enjoy, but children definitely shouldn't watch Black Sails. But, check out the preview if you haven't yet, even though it's over a month old. I'll put that in the description, and I'll catch you guys next time for my weekly Strain review. And I imagine Black Sails Season 2 will start, around January or February, since the first season started on the 25th of January. So, I imagine I'll get a specific date about that soon. And I'll probably do a video once I find out about that eventually too. So yeah, catch you guys Monday for my weekly strain review, and peace.